down bad, riding public transport, watermelon zona and some chronic in the jam sport. Zero real plan, so sure of what I stand for. Where you at set? Couple stops past Danforth. Heyday, wonder what I'm saving up these bands for. I ain't trying to fund the lifestyle of a landlord. Real. Yeah, it's not hard to understand what the angel and the devil on my shoulder throwing hands for. Might not be living good, but I'm living. Could be worse, yeah, I'm tripping. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. It's feeling like living up to interpretation. Perhaps we're really in a simulation. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. Meanwhile, I'm with the homies at the usual location, debating who would die in an alien invasion. Dummy high, I'm about to ghost ride a spaceship. Exercise Budokai in the PlayStation. Spending too much time inside of my imagination. Had to reboot, I was stuck in animation. I've been reactivated. Wonder what you gonna do? Try and fake it till I make it. Might not be living good, but I'm living. Could be worse, yeah, I'm tripping. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. It's feeling like living up to interpretation. Perhaps we're really in a simulation. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. I said, might not be living good, but I'm living. Could be worse, yeah, I'm tripping. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. Sip the Kool-Aid, sip the Kool-Aid. It's feeling like living
Everybody
up to interpretation.
breathe.
Perhaps we're really in a simulation.
Just take a moment, chat. Just take a moment, will you? And just take a deep breath. Because I know I need one. I know I need to be taking a deep breath. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I don't think I'm gonna make it through the playoffs if the Mariners make it. Bro, you know how nervous I was? How like my heart was pounding, my chest hurt. I'm like, this is it. This is the big one, guys. Like, just, dude, I was so nervous all day long, and then we get into the game and the Mariners strike first, and I'm just like, one doesn't feel like enough. They score a second run, and I'm like, two runs doesn't really feel like enough. And they score a third, and they score a fourth, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe, you know, we feel good about that one. So, man, dude, like, the fact the Mariners were able to pull through after Brian Wu had to come out of this game early. Obviously, we don't have any information yet. I'm sure that is coming probably relatively soon. I'm scrolling Twitter right now. I don't see anything. That is definitely something that we collectively have to hold our breath right now. Thinking about DVR with the 199, appreciate that. DVR says we need Wu to be in the postseason. Yeah, I mean, we need Wu to be healthy, plain and simple. Hopefully it was precautionary. As of right now, we have no information on what's going on with Brian Wu. I'm really hoping it was like his back or something just tightening up on him and nothing to do with his arm. But Brian Wu was absolutely cruising in this game. 5 innings, he was at like 70 pitches. He looked like he was going to be able to go 7 strong at least tonight. And, you know, unfortunately, he had to come out of that game. Now, Edward Bizardo did a freaking job. Went out there, covered a couple of innings. He you know, scoreless innings nonetheless. Bizardo has been so good for this team. And to have him be able to come out and go multiple innings for you in this one, huge. I really didn't think that the Mariners were going to be able to get away with this one scoreless out of the Astros, but the Mariners pitching staff locked it down, man. And then shout out to just four solo home runs, by the way. Just, you know, Julio, Gino, you had one from Victor, and you had one from Josh Naylor. Y'all gotta stop stressing. It's just a game, says Andrew with the 17 months. Andrew, that is not true, and I do not respect that opinion. It's not just a game, first and foremost. First of all, my income is directly tied to this game, so it's not just a game to me specifically, but Bizardo is elite. Yeah, Bizardo is elite. I mean, he's been so good. Yeah, everybody on Twitter's like, Dan Wilson, tell us what is happening right now with Brian Wu. Look, chat, the Mariners won this one. And that puts them completely in first place in the American League West. That gives them, as of right now, the number 2 seed in the American League, which means they would have a bye in the first round. But you get paid whether they win or they lose. Yeah, but Andrew, I get paid less if they lose because people don't watch the show. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? People don't watch the channel if the Mariners lose. Anyway, that puts them at number 2 in the American League playoff push, which would give them a bye with the Toronto Blue Jays, the team that, by the way, lost 20-1 to the Royals today. This is a situation where they have to keep their foot on the gas. You can't let up right now. If, whatever's happening with Woo, listen, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing you can do about it now. You just have to find a way to get through these next 8 games without Brian Woo, if that's the case. And let's say Woo does have to miss some time. Again, we don't know what it is yet. But if Woo does have to miss some time, it'll be interesting to see how the Mariners work that, because they do have an off day. They could try to reslot the rotation to, be able to skip a Woo start if they wanted to. They have that off day on Monday. Brandon Herbert with the 49.99. Brandon, much love to you, buddy. Says, what a game. Prayers for Woo. And heck the Astros, chat. Most importantly, heck the Astros, huh? Heck the Astros. Brandon, I hope you know how much I appreciate that $49.99, bro. Can everyone in the chat give Brandon a big smooches, bro? I'm gonna give Brandon a smooches. But you know what, Brandon? You're getting an IRL smooches, bro. Ready? Smooches, bro. Look, the Tigers continue to lose, and as Brandon said, what a game. What a friggin' game in this one. I was nervous. But the fact that the Mariners really bared down, because listen, as Mariners fans, we know that in the past they've laid eggs. They have gone out there and frankly not been good enough to make the postseason in years past. This year, this is a different team, man. The tenacity behind this team, the grit behind a lot of these guys. Having Josh Naylor, I mean, Brad Adam was talking about how JP looked super locked in. He had a couple of hits tonight. He did have that air, etc. But the guys are locked in right now. And I think, frankly, that the Mariners players are tired of the stigma, and which has been rightfully built, by the way. Like, I don't blame anybody that is nervous, that is pessimistic. Hell, I'm nervous, and I'm not pessimistic, but I'm nervous. I don't blame anybody, but this team is really looking to find a way to get rid of that stigma that has been over this team for the last 20 years. And they did a huge job of that this evening. They took a huge bite out of that apple this evening. And that's just huge game. Mike E with the 5, hoping the Dodgers clinch before they get to Seattle. Last regular season game from Kershaw on right now. Go Mariners, heck the Astros, let's go Dodgers. I'm hoping that, I don't know if I'm hoping, like Clayton Kershaw may get another start. He may start a game in Seattle on Friday, but you think there's a shot they catch Toronto? Nah, I don't think so. Toronto's what, 5? They'll be 4 up on us after today with 8 games to play. It'd be very difficult to catch Toronto. Tate, let's heckin' go. Heck the Astros. Colin Tate, let's go, baby. We're feeling good. We're feeling good right now. Yeah, dude. Like, this is a team that in the past 10 years has missed the playoffs by 1 game 4 times. 4 times. There's a very clear track record where you look at the Mariners in September and you're like, they choke. They can't follow through. And so far they have followed through and then some. and they have followed through and then some. So far this September, they have put themselves smack dab in the middle of being the best team in the American League. They have the highest odds in all of baseball to win the World Series. Now again, odds don't mean anything once you get to the playoffs. Odds don't mean jack. Anything can happen in the playoffs. But if you're able to bury the Astros. Now again, I think that the Mariners need to get greedy. One is awesome. If they can win the series, great. Go out there and sweep the whole damn thing. Sweep the series. Bury the Astros in this division. If you sweep, and again, it's incredibly hard to sweep in baseball, especially against a baseball team that is good as the Astros are. And frankly, when you look at it, the next two games are going to be just as difficult and just as hard as today's game. The Mariners were able to get to Hunter Brown. The Astros were not able to get to Brian Wu. Brian Wu's your best pitcher. Hunter Brown is their best pitcher. Mariners got to Brown. Astros could not get to Wu. What happens tomorrow with Framber on the mound? Can the Mariners get to Framber? Get that right-handed lineup in there. I'm sure you'll see Mitch Garver catching. It's going to be an interesting lineup that we're going to see in there tomorrow. Get greedy. You have to win this series, and you now have put yourself in an incredibly good position to win this series. But if you come out tomorrow and win this series, sweep the whole damn thing. Sweep it. Sweep the series. People were talking about how it was interesting to use Andres Munoz tonight in a 4-0 lead, because what if tomorrow you're up a couple of runs in the 9th inning and you need to go to Munoz? A couple of things. One, I think that Jonathan, Ryan, Cameron, what's up, guys? One, I think that tomorrow, if you are in a situation where you need Andres Munoz, you go to Andres Munoz. I do not care if he has to pitch 3 games in a row. This is a playoff series. This is a playoff series that you are currently playing. Pitch him 3 days in a row, and I guarantee you, Andres will say, yeah, I'm in. Let's go. Let's make it happen. With that being said, even if that wasn't necessarily the case, I think that for the idea of tomorrow, right? You use Andres Munoz in a situation where you're up 4-0. What if tomorrow, you're losing by 5? You're like, oh, well, Andres would have gotten today off anyway. You would much rather use Andres and lock down a win in game 1 than potentially throw Carlos Vargas out there. All of a sudden, he craps the bed, and the Astros come back and win game 1. You get into game 2, you're getting shut out, down by 5. There's a situation where you don't use Andres for 2 innings. You cannot leave your best reliever in the bullpen when you have an opportunity to win as big of a game as today's was. And frankly, I think that's exactly what we would see in the postseason. RGR with the $5 holla says, Go Astros channel is the biggest Karen I've ever seen on YouTube. Go M's, and the Astros are cheaters. See my trash can back here, chat? See my trash can? I appreciate that $5 holla, RGR. And then Michael Hobson with the $5 says, if this was any other recent M's team, this turns into an 18-inning marathon 2.0. Boys are different. Smooches, bros, go M's. Michael, I appreciate that $5 holla, bro. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. This team is different than we've seen in years past. Again, we've seen the Mariners in years past choke. We've seen them roll over and die. We've seen them, just kind of give up and look limp. And that happened during the 2 road trips ago and the beginning of this last road trip. Now, this road trip, the Mariners have been on fire. This is a different team than we've seen in years past. And yes, you can't talk about the Mariners and the playoffs without talking about the fact they missed it for 20 years. They haven't won the division since 2001. You cannot, those two things have to be brought up together because it's context about what a playoff run would mean to the fan base. However, a lot of the guys on this team, Josh Naylor, for example, he comes over for what could maybe only be half a season. But he has the tenacity and grit. And again, I don't necessarily think that Josh Naylor understands to the full extent how important it is to Mariners fans to finally, get this thing off the ground and turn this into a dynasty. Like, I'm sure he understands, but maybe not to the fullest extent, simply because he hasn't been here. But guys like JP, to a lesser extent, guys on that pitching staff, like when Mitch Haniger was here, like those guys understood because they missed it multiple times by one game. And so, man, it's just like the guys in the clubhouse right now, a lot of them don't have that same feeling towards the team. They're just like, yeah, we're a good baseball team. We're going to go out there and win. And the ghosts of Mariners seasons past may not be coming back to bite them when they, weren't a part of those teams to begin with. Woo with pec tightness. I'm hearing pec tightness for Woo. Brian Woo with pec tightness. I honestly appreciate the $2, by the way, Mike. I don't know. I guess that's good. It's not in his arm. It's not in his shoulder. It's not in his elbow. That's good. That's something that we can we look at as a win in this regard. But you think about it, the pec can still be tied to the shoulder, right through here. If there's something wrong with this muscle here, that could be a problem. But if it's just tightness, and it's not a strain or not a torn muscle or anything like that, then I think that the Mariners will play it safe with Woo. They might push his last start back a bit, and maybe he won't, in a playoff situation, maybe he wouldn't start game 1. But I think that is, I wouldn't say it's best case scenario. But I would say it is a good outcome. And people are saying skip a start just to be safe. I think that because the Mariners have the off day, they have the opportunity to just reslot and not have to start him to begin with. So you have, who is it? It's Kirby tomorrow, right? Hold on. Let me pull up the probables grid. So tomorrow. Yeah, so it's George tomorrow, then Logan, then Bryce Castillo. You could really just go George on that Thursday night again because you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be his 5th day, that Thursday game. And then you would just go George on Thursday in Brian Woo's spot. You just push everybody after Luis Castillo, or after Brian Woo's spot, up a day. So it would go George, Logan, Bryce, and then Luis Castillo in the final game of the season. So that's something the Mariners could definitely choose to do. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. You need him to be healthy. And as Blaine says, you also have the opportunity to use somebody like Emerson Hancock if you need to. He can go out there and start the game for you. And a bullpen game like Felipe's mentioning, it makes sense. Maybe you start with an opener of some kind and you go to Emerson Hancock, or you just go to Emerson Hancock straight out the gate. Either way, against a team like Colorado, that's a pretty good opportunity for you to be able to rest up somebody like Brian Woo. Who do we want in the World Series? Also, yeah, we had to get a brew, bro. I was stressed. We had to get a brew. I'm so popular. Thanks, guys. Yeah, hey, make sure you guys like the stream. I heard that if you like the stream, it increases the Mariners' odds to win this series, or to sweep this series. And hey, I don't know if you guys want to risk it or not, so I would like the stream if I were you. Also, I said that in yesterday's podcast, and it is our most liked podcast of all time. And you know what? The Mariners started out strong. So shout out to you guys for coming through in that regard. Truthfully, shout out to you guys. Most liked podcast ever, I think, and it is done relatively decent in terms of views. So I very much appreciate you guys. Yes, Dadar is mentioning in the chat there will be no stream tomorrow. That is true, chat, because I will be at the Savannah Bananas game tomorrow. All right, so there will be no stream tomorrow. There may be a stream, after the game or something like that from the stands. I don't know, but we'll have to figure it out. But Jacob Parvikin with the 199. Mariners announced an injury challenge. Impossible. They did announce it. It was pec tightness for It was pec tightness for Brian Woo. If Go Astros shows up ever, please ban him. He banned me on his Astros stream for saying Matt Brash sucks and might give up a run. He is such a Karen. I got you, bro. Pectitis for Woo from Lumo. I appreciate that. Thank you for, all you guys for keeping me updated. Can't Joe do a stream? No, Joe and I are both going. Joe and I are both going to the Bananas game. How much are tickets? Gorfy, they're definitely sold out. I'm not sure if you can buy them aftermarket. They are definitely sold out. Yeah. Oh, why did they have to wait until after the game? I know, right? It was rough having to wait until after the game to know what was going on with Brian Wu. But again, I don't think that it is worst case scenario with Brian Wu. I think I think that we're in a good spot with pec tightness. Now, again, I don't necessarily know to the full extent of what that could mean. Enjoy the game, Papa. I appreciate you, Manny. I appreciate you. Everyone give a big smooches to Manny for the Bananas tickets. Give big smooches to Manny. Brandon Herbert with a $4.99 says, if the Mariners win tomorrow, I'll do a max donation if you stream. First and foremost, I don't even know what the max donation is on YouTube, so that scares the hell out of me. Brandon, you absolutely do not have to do that, but if tomorrow, chat, if they win, I will try to find a quiet area of T-Mobile Park and do a stream. Just it'll be a short one, like 4 or 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the most, but I will do my best to make that happen for you guys tomorrow if they win. So $5 from RGR. Ghost Rose also muted me for saying the Astros need to start banging on trash cans, as if it's not a factual statement. Crazy, bro. He hates you. What'd you do to him, RGR? 500? No, Brandon, you absolutely do not need to donate $500. You absolute madman. But I appreciate the idea. It's 6-7 minutes. Yeah, no, you absolutely do not need to donate $500 of my stream tomorrow, Brandon, but I appreciate the thought. Y'all keep me sane the whole season, so I appreciate your pods and your streams. I mean, honest to God, right back at you guys. Like, there have been times, and I'll be the first to admit it, there have been times where, we've come on stream and we've all been in a bad mood because the Mariners played poorly. It happens. Right, but this, I've done it once, I'll do it again. That is true, chat. Brandon has done it before. That is true. He's a madman. You guys have kept me sane for a lot of this season. Being able to come on here and discuss what's going on with this team. And this series that we're currently watching, this is what you frickin' play for. This series. And I am nervous. Austin, what's up, dude? I am nervous, but I'm also so excited every single night. Hey, Nick. Mwah, smooches, bro. I'm nervous, but I'm excited every single night to watch this team. It's hard. Truthfully. Let's go. Come on, boys. Vinny with the 16 months. Listen, chat. You win tomorrow. You have the season series versus the Astros, meaning they have to finish one game better than you the rest of the way to beat you in the in the standings. RGR becoming a member of the Mojovians. RGR, I appreciate you, bro. Listen, we're not going to time you out unless you say some crazy stuff, but I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, he has no reason to get mad at you. I'm sorry that happened to you, for real. $10 from Zigford says, super chatting to support the max donation fund. That's how it works, right? Go M's. Love you, Colton Zigford. I appreciate that 10, bro. Right back at you. Supporting the max donation fund is crazy. Man. I appreciate that $10. Big round of applause to Zigford. What is our magic number? I can time you out. Yeah, I can. Got you. Our magic number, I believe, right now would be 7. It's either 7 or 6. Critter over yonder with the $4.99. You guys are making this season even more magical. Thanks for all you do, dude. It means a lot that you guys kind of view the channel that way, because that's kind of what we wanted when we started this whole thing, was to we need someone to talk about these games with. That's what I needed, and that's why I started this channel in the first place. But to know that it's having an impact on people that are watching the people that are watching the channel and people that are watching the Mariners, it means a lot. So I very much I greatly appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Truthfully, it truly means a lot. You guys have changed our lives. Just so we're abundantly clear, you guys have changed Joe and I's lives, and we can't thank you guys enough. Anyway, let's lock in, chat. It's getting a little misty over here. Let's lock in. Win tomorrow, and you have that season series. They would have to finish a game above you. Hit that like button for good luck. Go Mariners. Stack Pack Matt Adventures. Shout out to you, bro. Big smooches. Yo, Mars Durham. What's up, dude? Smooches, bro. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Listen, we the ups and downs of a season have all kind of led to this moment. For better or for worse. And don't get me wrong, we can look at this season and be like, oh well, let's say they don't. Let's say, because what are they at? 85 wins. Let's say they don't make it to 90 or what have you. Maybe that's the magic number, but they win the division. Like, that's huge. That is so important. To, even if they don't make it to this magic number of 90, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Mikey with the 5. Kershaw just struck out what could be the final batter of his career, then came out and said it's his final start of the regular season. Wow, he's not going to make another start. I thought he might make one in Seattle. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, an incredible career for Kershaw. I don't necessarily love the person, but I as a player, just by him alone, one of the greatest pitchers of all time. One of the greatest pitchers of all time, full stop. Secular with the 10 months. Bizzardo for player of the game. He came in clutch. Shout out to Edward Bizzardo. And then RGR with the $5 holla says, all Mariners fans go Astros stream. Be supportive and respectful, but express your support for the Mariners. Curious if you get banned. Just so we're clear, chat, we generally don't. I appreciate that $5, RGR. We never generally ban ban our friends, the Astros fans. And honestly, a lot of the Astros fans we have in here on most nights are incredibly respectful and honestly great people. Like we have Astros fans that watch our channel all the time and are super great people, just all walks of life. And it's the site or the vocal minority of Astros fans that are just pieces of poo-poo. And don't get me wrong, we get some of those too, and we take care of them. But yeah. So also, I did want to just shout out to you, Prima. With mental health, whatnot, it's incredibly important. It's incredibly important, and I hope it means a lot that you say that this community has kind of been an outlet for you. So I appreciate that. Looks like Detroit Dojo will have to buy a Mariners jersey, dude. I'm gonna probably go talk to him after this and be like, hey, buddy, what's going on? What's going on? What a damn good win. Feeling different this year, boys. This team scares people now. Honestly, they should be scared. They should be scared of this Mariners team because, man, they have that tenacity, that grit. They have the pitching staff. They have the offense to take them as far as they possibly can. And that's huge. And we've, in years past, last year, for example, the pitching staff was there. The offense was not there. And, in 2022, you had a good offense, you had a good pitching staff, but it wasn't quite a full, complete product like this year's is. Like this year's is. And I believe this is kind of a complete product in terms of what we're seeing out of the Mariners, and that's huge. Do the Mariners hold the number 2 seed? As of right now, yes, they do. Yes, they do. The Mariners hold the number 2 the number 2 seed, and because of that, they would technically, if the postseason started tomorrow, the Mariners would have a bye and they would make it past the wild card. Mariners hold tiebreakers over Detroit and Cleveland, which is huge. Because either, I mean, Cleveland may catch Detroit at this point, chat. Detroit is playing that bad. They're playing that bad. Mike E with the $2 holla. Correction, last home game. Oh, okay. So there's a chance that we might still get to see Kershaw pitch in Seattle. Very cool. I'm assuming that he would pitch in the play. I mean, he's been bad in the playoffs, but I would assume that we'd see him pitch in the playoffs, right? Demo, Solano, and Rowdy are all getting a ring if we win the World Series. Don't forget Jose Castillo, Leody Taveras. Like, there's so many people getting a ring. Mariners need to keep winning. Nothing locked up yet. That's true. We have to. You just got to keep winning. Like, it doesn't matter what other teams do as long as the Mariners keep winning. At this point, if the Mariners win out, which again is probably not going to happen, right, chat? They have 3 against the Dodgers and 2 more against the Astros. There's a good chance that the Mariners are going to lose another a couple games the rest of the way. There's 8 games left. What are they at? They're at 85 now, correct? 85 is our number. Yeah, so 85 and 69. Nice. Would Haniger get a ring? I don't think so, because I don't think so. Luis F. Castillo gets a ring. True. Does Kerry C. Lawrence get 5? I think so. Where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought. Oh, it doesn't matter what these other teams do. You hold the tiebreaker over a lot of them, but if the Mariners can find a way to finish this season, 5-3. 5-3 over the next 8 games. That's a 90-win season. And I know you can look back at 2021 and say, hey, they won 90 games and they didn't, and they didn't end up in the playoffs. And that, that just goes to show A, how much of a dogfight it has been all year in the American League, and B, the fact that the Mariners themselves have fought themselves back into this position after. I'm not going to lie, chat. Joe and I just a few weeks ago, maybe like a month and a half ago or something like that, but not too terribly long ago, we are making a is it time to panic video. Truthfully, that is a video that we made, I think as recently as like the Phillies series, when the Mariners got swept by the Phillies and had that 2-7 road trip. I think that we made a thumbnail like that. And then to look at where we are right now, it's just a complete 180. Just arrived at the hospital with a peck in my hand. Where is Brian? We're gonna give him the peck. That's right. Guys, I'm calling the World Series. LA Dodgers Mariners World Series in Game 7. Cal Raleigh hits a home run to win it all. Oh, God, dude. You guys want to know something crazy? So, for around the World Series, I am supposed to be meeting up with a bunch of friends in Dallas from the 29th of October to like the 6th or something like that of November. If the Mariners make the World Series, the 29th, the 31st, and the 1st, I believe, would be games 5, 6, 7. Which means I would have to get to get to Dallas late, because I am not skipping a Mariners World Series like that. Black Mantis says, a lot of us Astros fans were concerned about this series because of motivation. M's right now look like they want it bad, and we've been spoiled, and it showed tonight. No urgency, even as a home game. Yeah, it was interesting, Black Mantis. I mean, you look at the Astros, and they're a team that has been beaten down by injuries all year long. And the fact that they're even in the position they are in is a win in and of itself, in my opinion. But again, you said it. They've won the division for the last 5 years. The Mariners haven't won it since 2001. These Mariners guys are hungry, man. And it's like, it's insane to think that that the Mariners have a chance to dethrone the Astros. Now, I'm not going to count my chickens before the eggs hatch, right? You're a game up on the Astros right now. You lose tomorrow, you're tied again. You have that tiebreaker, so you're technically still a game up, but nonetheless. Or no, you don't have the tiebreaker. I'm sorry. You'd have to win 2 in this series. So you're tied again tomorrow if you lose tomorrow. Yeah, so like I don't want to count my chickens before the eggs hatch. Like, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of season left. There's still plenty of season left for the Astros, for the Tigers, for even the Cleveland Guardians, dude, to find a way to catch up to the Mariners. And it takes a bad stretch of games, and I mean it can happen. It can flip on a dime, right? And I don't think the Mariners would let this happen, especially when you have 3 against the Rockies. But it can certainly flip on a dime. The I guess urgency behind this team and kind of the vibes behind this team. We've seen it happen. It's been so bad, and then it's been so good. You know what I mean? It was a 9-1 homestand into a 2-7 road trip into like what, a 7-2 homestand or something. I don't remember what it was, into a road trip. Like there's just a lot that can happen over a week's time in baseball. So we are far from out of the woods yet. The Mariners still have to come back out and win this one tomorrow. I believe their magic number, Chris, I believe it's at 6 right now. I believe it's at 6. So any combination of 6 Mariners wins, or any combination of Mariners wins and Astros losses that add up to 6 would give the Mariners the division. So Mike E with the 5 says, with the recent stretch and good vibes, and with Cal and Julio here for a while, if Seattle the new destination for free agents, especially pitchers? Pitchers, yeah, I would say for sure. Pitchers is definitely definitely Seattle's a spot they should want to go, and I think it's honestly been that way for a little while now. In terms of offensive players, it's interesting because Josh Naylor has proven that you can come in and hit in this ballpark, in T-Mobile Park. Yeah, 20 more likes, you get to 150. Chat, let's see if we can get to 150. I'll be checking. Let's see if we can get there. Josh Naylor has proven that you can come into this ballpark and hit. And frankly, so has Jorge Polanco this year. So has Cal. So has Julio. So has Randy. Like, the Mariners, all of their guys are having such good offensive seasons that we kind of have to rethink what it means for the Mariners to bring in a free agent. And with that being said, it'll be interesting to see kind of what the Mariners want to do, right? The 2 biggest spots on the roster that you're not going to have anybody filling that position necessarily next year is first base and third base. You're losing Gino, you're losing Naylor. You could also be losing Polanco. But really, that's those are the 3 big ones. I think that Polanco would be willing to come back here. Now, maybe not as an everyday second baseman, but if you can re-sign him as, a DH of some kind or what have you, or be able to play second once in a while, great. I think that Josh Naylor might be willing to come back here as well. Gino, I think that I'd be fine if the Mariners decided to go with Ben Williamson at third base. However, if they decided to re-sign Gino, I wouldn't be upset about it. So you should take calls so fans can express their ideas or statements on this roller coaster of a team. Yeah, it's something we've talked about, Carrie Ann. It's something that we've been trying to find a good way to do it, because obviously we're not trying to give out our actual phone numbers, you know what I mean? So I think that we would have to go out there and get another phone of some kind. I don't know. It just, I don't necessarily know the best way to do it. But there is a way we could just say, hey guys, send in a voice recording of your thoughts and whatnot. We'll play it on a podcast, something like that. It's possible. We'll have to think about kind of where the off-season content's going to go. But right now, man, I'm tired. I'm legitimately tired. You can get a free Google phone number. Oh, really? I could do Discord calls. That's also true. I'm tired. I spent so much energy today, just being excited, nervous, all these things, because and we see it in the chat. This means a lot to us. Like a division title and making the playoffs in general at this point, it means a lot to us as Mariners fans, especially, you know, I'm 29, right? I don't remember, you know, the 95, obviously I wasn't alive. I don't remember the 97, the 99, 2001. I don't remember those teams. The first team that I remember making the playoffs was 2022. It means a lot. I cannot in my cognitive memory remember this team winning the division. That could all change this year. Jacob with the 499. It's crazy that we can be simultaneously tied for the first round bye and also just 2.5 games up on a playoff spot. Ready for the ride regardless. Yeah, it's man, it's gonna be a rough like 8 days. You know, these next games. It's gonna be rough. So yeah, dude, it's gonna be scary. It's so close. You know, all the teams are so close. I'm scared to watch. 29? Who knows that quote, Chad? Who knows that quote? Cal is gonna end up being your all-time favorite Mariner. I mean, maybe. He right now it's Felix, but you're only 29. Wow, I know, dude. My gray hair makes me look old as hell. I got my first gray hair. I got my first gray hair when I was 12, chat, so look at me now. I remember us trading for Randy Johnson from the M's and us going on a heater back in 98. Hell yeah, Black Mantis. You got Schmidt on your face. Go Astros to the Mariners and have the ones going to use and draw from it on the stream. Hope everyone knows that yeah, that's not acceptable. Not acceptable, RGR. Well, hey, I appreciate you being here and you know, and supporting us. It means a lot, RGR. Yeah. Not acceptable what the Go Astros guys are doing. So, and I've heard that a lot, unfortunately. I've heard that a lot from Astros fans in the past, but I appreciate your support here, man. I remember 01 because I was lucky enough to have my dad take me at least 10 home games that year. What a year. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If the Mariners make the postseason, you should dye it teal and blue. My hair? I should dye my hair teal and blue? That's not a bad idea, bro. That's not a bad idea. Bert, no comment. How do you get that big dumper beer here in SoCal? Dude, Scuttlebutt Brewing up in Everett? I'm not sure, bro. I guess you're just going to have to come up here and say what's up, Greg. I guess you're just going to have to come up here. Kind of a whiner. Fair, Black Mantis. I'm not going to lie. I've never heard of the guy. So I have no idea who Go Astros is. It's kind of blue already. Yeah, I got the lights going. So it makes making my hair look kind of blue. But did you ever dye your hair? Nope. I've never dyed my hair. And I've thought about it. I've honestly thought about it because like it's kind of difficult when you're in your mid-20s to be having gray hair. You know what I mean? It makes it hard to mingle, if you will. So $2 from Mike E. Mariners make the postseason, we getting tattoos. It's possible. It's possible. Like, listen, I've never in my life really wanted a tattoo. I don't have anything against tattoos. I've just never really had anything that I would want. But like, if the Mariners win the World Series, like that is something that would mean so much to me that I might consider it. You know what I mean? Do you think the people of Seattle will destroy the city if we win the World Series like the Eagles did last year with the Super Bowl? No, absolutely not. We saw when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, that wasn't happening. You know, the parade was awesome. Everyone was super excited. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Heck, the Astros and their fans, other than Black Mantis and Desert Stro. Yeah, honest to God, the Astros fans that come in here, 99% of them are awesome. You know what I mean? Black Mantis, we love having you around, man. Desert Stro, if you're here, love having you around. But Yeah, there's definitely always, always those vocal fans that'll kind of ruin things. But where can we get the big dumper beer? I think I've seen it in a couple different stores at this place. I've seen it in like, I want to say I saw it in a Safeway. I think I saw it in a Fred Meyer. They might even have it at Walmart. I haven't looked, but otherwise, I think you might be able to go to like scuttlebuttbrewing.com. I don't know if they sell it there, but as a Broncos fan, that Seattle Super Bowl was soul crushing. Oh no, you're a Broncos fan, Black Mantis. Ooh, tough, dude. Tough. Yeah, that was a fun Super Bowl. Mariners look really good. Hope Woo is okay. Yeah, I mean, pec tightness, I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily know what that means. I think that if the what the Mariners could do, chat, is they could push Brian Woo back because his next starts on Thursday. They have an off day Monday, so technically, they wouldn't have to pitch Brian Woo. But if they find themselves in a situation versus like the Dodgers, for example, where you need a win, which is certainly there is truly a chance, chat, that at some point you're gonna need a win. Like that's certainly possible. And if that's the case, then maybe you decide to pitch Brian Woo in that game. I don't know. BC, what's up, dude? I'm ready to be at this Bananas game tomorrow. I'll be there too, bro. I'm excited. Wild card round bye would be sick. I'm in. It's a light beer. There was, I don't know if it was on the Oh, Cal Raleigh and Scuttlebutt Brewing bring you Big Dumper Beer, a crisp, crushable lager with mild malty character and hops to provide light lime notes. Cheers. It's pretty good. I like it. Like the stream, guys. Yeah, make sure you guys like the stream. I heard if you like the stream, it increases the opportunity for the Mariners to sweep the Astros in this series. What do you think, chat? Should we go for another 15 minutes? Should we go for another 15 minutes and make this an hour-long stream? I mean, this is huge. This was a huge game. So, Rangers are eliminated if they lose tonight. Oh, man. I didn't even realize that, like, that's what that meant. All I know, I drink a Big Dumper beer. We don't lose. I drank 5. Shout out Michael Michaels. Drink responsibly, chat, please. Ronel Blanco pitching tomorrow? Wait, I'm sorry? It's Framber tomorrow, isn't it? Wait. Do the Mariners have Randy next year? Yeah. Make it a 2-hour stream? I don't know about all that, chat. I'm tired. Wait, Ronel Blanco is pitching tomorrow? Will there be a bigger crowd for the Mariners World Series ring parade than the Hawks had? I think so. Yes. Truthfully. I'm looking. He's out for the season? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, wait, that's true. Ronel Blanco's out for the season. What am I doing, chat? I got baited. Yeah, Framber tomorrow. I mean, the Mariners have seen Framber obviously a lot. They haven't necessarily been fantastic versus Framber Valdez, but we've seen them get to him in the past. And Black Mantis, again, I don't know how you feel about Framber Valdez. I despise the guy. You know what I mean? I mean, to each their own. I personally really don't like the guy, but so I hope the Mariners absolutely destroy him tomorrow. But yeah, we'll go for an hour, chat. So we'll go for another 12 minutes. So Framber tomorrow, Alexander on Sunday night. Yeah, dude, the fact that's a Sunday night game is gonna be sick. There'll also be damn. So I'm gonna have to try to stream tomorrow, chat. I'm gonna have to try to stream tomorrow because there won't be a stream Sunday because we have to record the podcast. And we're going to be out to dinner with a friend of ours. Man. I got to stream tomorrow. Was Framber the one involved in that brawl? If you're thinking of the hell's that guy's name? The dude that Julio brawled with, whose name I can't think of right now. But If Mariners get the bye, I will sub and donate 100. Jack, you definitely don't have to do that, man. I appreciate that though. Oh, most of the fans are ready to see him leave. Dude is too much of a head case. Okay, I'm glad to know that we're not all this that we kind of agree on that. Dude is a head case for sure. Hard to be Framber fan when he tries to injure his own catcher. Hector Neris, thank you, Aaron. Thank you. My God, I don't know why that name escaped me. Hector Neris, thank you guys. If the Mariners win the World Series, do a GM challenge. What was a GM challenge? Framber gets shaken up so easily. Put a few runs on him early and he loses it. Yeah, and if he's not getting a calls his way, he's gonna let the umpire know about it. And I don't know. I hope the Mariners get to Framber today. They were able to get to they were able to get to Hunter Brown tonight, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, they didn't play exceptionally well. No, you're good, JSN. They didn't play exceptionally well versus Hunter Brown, but they were able to get to him still. And that's important. They were able to get him out kind of when they did, and get to that bullpen for the Astros, and they were able to get to the bullpen a little bit too, and I think that's important. You're good, JSN. You're good. We can possibly clinch the AL West tomorrow. Crazy thing. I mean, that's not. I mean, if the Mariners win tomorrow, they will have the tiebreaker. That is true. We would not be able to clinch the AL West until, let's see, at least 3 days from now. So at least until sometime during the Colorado series. Nelson with the one gifted. Nelson, hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're surviving the Bananas game. Bryce gifted a membership from Nelson. God, was gifted a membership from Nelson. Chat, I'm tired. Can you tell? You can clinch on Thursday if you sweep Houston. Okay, got you. And sweep Colorado. Got you. Yeah, that sounds right. So magic number should be down to 6. So any combination of Astros losses and Mariners wins that add up to 6 will win you the division. So kind of leaning towards Bizzardo as player of the game. Honestly, I don't hate that. We did go with Brian Wu as Smooch's bro player of the game, simply because it was 5 shutout innings from Brian Wu versus the Astros, which was huge. Unfortunate that he had to come out of the game. But yeah, so we gave it to Brian Wu, but I think Bizzardo's a good shot as well. Wu said he felt fine and went through the 5th inning. It crept up on him before the 6th, and he let the trainers know. Oh, so it was while he was sitting, huh? Interesting. So while he was sitting, it just kind of tightened up on him. Okay. So it didn't hurt him necessarily while he was throwing. Or it didn't first happen while he was throwing, but while he was on the bench. Interesting to know. Yeah, I think that he'll be all right. I think Brian Wu will be all right. We have to manifest it, chat. Brian Wu will be all right. Nelson with another one gifted. This time to Bert. Nelson, you absolute legend. Do you think if we win the World Series or bring more attention to bring back the Supersonics? Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm honestly I'm not sure. I don't think that it would expedite that process, to be honest with you, but it's all lining up. Dodgers will likely be sitting their starters last series. The way it's going, gotta win one of the next 2. Yeah, gotta win one of the next 2. Gotta win that series versus Colorado. And if that's the case, you find yourself in a really good spot versus LA. If the Mariners win the World Series, all the podcasters should do a float together. Could you guys imagine if like us, the Marine Layer guys, Ty and Colby, could you guys imagine if we were all on a float? Also, and I don't know if the float could hold all of our weight. We're all kind of fat, but I'm just kidding. I love all of my fellow Mariners YouTubers, just so we're clear. I'm just messing around, chat. Don't cancel me. Thanks. So he went out to see if he could loosen it up and just sat for precaution. Got you. Okay. So it sounds like it was a precautionary thing. Hopefully that's the case. Rangers are eliminated. Did they lose officially? Let me take a look at the old standings here. End of the 12th. Yeah. Rangers lost. They're eliminated. Whoo. Connor's fairly slim. Yeah, so is Lyle TJ. I'm just messing around. Colton on a float. Please go on. I wouldn't make it, bro. Flat Pluto with the $10 holla. Streaming for a full hour sounds rough, bro. No, I mean, streaming for a full hour honestly isn't bad. It's just I worked today and I was stressed all day about the game, and then the game took a lot of energy out of me. And so, yeah. So it, yeah. Why are the Rangers eliminated? Because they are too far back. Let's see. Let's look at the wild card here. So that puts them at, what'll that put them at? 5.5 back? I don't know. I don't know how the math works. Oh, they got to lose tomorrow as well? Okay. Okay. Thoughts on us getting the 2 seed? Huge. Huge. I think it's really important to get the 2 seed for the Mariners, especially if Brian Wu needs a little bit more time. I think it's huge for them to get the 2 seed. If they're able to get that bye, massively important. Massively important. People can say, I mean, there's two trains of thought, right? A, it's important they can rest their guys, a team that has been battered, all year long, like the Mariners. But then the other train of thought is they, like the other train of thought, I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this, is that this is a team that has had some trouble bouncing back, and they've said that. They've said that. And because of that, maybe they don't want to have that off day. Maybe they want to have the just continuation of games to to keep that momentum going. I'm not sure. I truly don't know which will be better. As long as the Mariners can win the division, I think they'll be happy either way. Shohei had a 3-run home run, 52 homers. Dude is insane. Shohei Ohtani is absolutely crazy. Mookie home run back-to-back, 5-2 Dodgers. Hell yeah. Dodgers clinch tonight, right? If they win, they clinch a playoff berth. You worried about rust? I'm not sure. I honestly say, I think the stats say the bye hasn't been beneficial. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what would be better for this team. Because, again, if you need Brian Wu to get some rest, then maybe the bye is better. But if Brian Wu can go out there and make his next start or just make another one at some point, maybe you don't need the rest and you can play in a wild card. Listen, in the end, it's always better because anything can happen in the playoffs, right? In a wild card series specifically, you would probably want to have the bye simply because that just means you don't have to risk losing in the wild card round. Not to say I think the Mariners would, but I think you always want a bye so you can skip around to the playoffs no matter what. Yeah, they have the 2 seed right now because they have the tiebreaker over the Tigers. Yep. Huge win, Micah. Gray hairs are from being a Mariners fan, dude. Honestly, yeah. You have a Julio poster up instead of Anthony Davis, and now they're winning games. Gotta leave it up, bro. Gotta leave it up. Home field would be huge for this team, just for the vibes. So true. Wu was looking absolutely dominant before the injury. He was hitting 98 consistently. I wonder if him throwing harder had anything to do with the injury. Prayers he's all good. Mariners need him. Yeah, it's interesting to say. It's interesting because he did have a little extra velo tonight compared to what he normally has. Reese with the 99 cents, and Reese said, appreciate that 99 cents, Reese. But like Brian, he had that extra velo tonight. He was in a groove, and unfortunately, maybe the stress got to him. I don't know. Who knows what happened with that pec? Hopefully it heals up all right. How old is this guy? You talk about me? I'm 29. I'm 29. I'm in my 20s, chat. Barely, but I'm in my 20s. Sorry, I've been MIA. No, you're good, bro. You're good. What is the magic number of wins to make the playoffs? I believe it's 6 now. I believe it's 6, Micah. For the division, for the wild card, I want to say it's 4. I don't know. Did anyone tweet it? I actually don't know. Did anyone better at math than me tweet it? Please? Please? I'm not gonna go look for it right now, chat, but yeah, M Stress gave you gray hairs, man. Damn true. Good evening, JP. What's up, dude? You're 35? Yeah, I know. I'm 35. How on earth does the magic number stuff work? It's any combination of Mariners wins and at this point Astros losses, because the Astros are the team right behind the Mariners. That is like that would effectively make it so the Astros could no longer win the division and the Mariners would win it no matter what. So 8 now for the division. Wasn't it 8 yesterday? I feel like it can't be 8. I feel like it has to be 6. Or right? I don't know. Would the M's winning at all help Portland get a team? Maybe. I truly don't think that Portland gets a team. I truly don't think that Portland gets a team anytime soon. At least not during the reign of Rob Manfred. So, anyway, chat, we made it to an hour. I'm tired. I'm gonna go just decompress for a little bit. But I appreciate the hell out of all of you guys for being in here, all the support after a big win. Again, I'm going to try to stream tomorrow while I'm at the Bananas game. Give you guys a short, quick little stream. I'll do my best. And yeah, I'm going to do my darndest. But I appreciate the hell out of you guys for being here in this one. Big game tomorrow. I really hope, dude, we gotta pull through. Mariners got to pull through. So appreciate you guys, and I hope that I can talk to you guys tomorrow. Good night.